This week for God Created, we're going to conclude our series on the solar system. There are many theories out there to try and explain our solar system, and as science develops and we discover more things, the theories they have to alter them to try and fit with the science. And out of all the theories, none of them can be described as totally satisfactory, because all the facts they have about our solar system, no theory fits all the facts. But I propose and believe that creation actually does. God has all the answers. Rings have been discovered in 2014 on asteroids. Neptune gives off more heat than it receives. And water ice. Now, originally they thought this was a very rare thing, but now I've just seen that it's everywhere in our solar system. Earth's Van Allen belt. Now this is a belt of radiation that's all around Earth, and when they've looked at it closely, there's more belts than they expected. They contract with solar activity, and sometimes there's many of them and they're really distant, and sometimes they swell and become one belt and they have no idea why. And the Hubble spacecraft that circulates in our Earth has found that the Earth is much younger than they first thought it was. And this really affects the Big Bang Theory and evolution. What they found is that outside of our solar system, this is really clumpy and it should be smooth. And the star colours are blue and they should be red. Don't ask me what they mean because I have no idea. But these are the facts that this Space Hubble has found. One of the interesting ones is in the 1970s, they found that either side of the sky, the temperature, composition and structure are all identical, which means that it must have been in contact with each other. Now, the Big Bang Theory takes far too long for that to happen. So 3 scientists have generated a new part of the Big Bang Theory, which is called cosmic inflation. And they believe that after the Big Bang happened, the mass that was created expanded really, really quickly, quicker than the speed of light. And then it just stopped. There's no explanation of how or why. And lots of scientists have now turned their back on this theory. But these 3 scientists and many others now have joined them, are spending an enormous amount of time and money to try and prove it, because otherwise the whole theory that they rest on means nothing. As we're looking at the things that are unexplained, that scientists can't explain and fit into their theories, I have to do a slide on Pluto. In 2015, they flew by Pluto and found that it has geological activity. They know this because they can see mountains and volcanoes which are generated from this activity. The reason a planet can do this is because inside it stores heat. What's baffled them is it's so far from the sun that it can't have this heat and it shouldn't have any geological activity. They expected it to be ununiform, just like the ice giants which are next door. The other thing that Pluto does is it has tons and tons of nitrogen that escapes every hour and it then regenerates it. Again, this is an activity of movement and heat and it shouldn't be able to do it. So all this has baffled the scientists and it doesn't fit into any of the theories out there. Big Bang or creation? Now this is something that a question that we should all try to answer and think about. The Big Bang is taught widely in all our schools as fact, but most of it actually rests on so many unknown and unexplained things, facts, that they have discovered which do disprove the current explanation of it for why our world is here. Now, no theory is 100% solid. No one was there at the start of our Earth. All answers, including creation, needs faith. But I would say that my faith and belief in the Bible and God's creation of this world is less of a leap of faith than the Big Bang. Why? Because I have never ever had to alter or change anything in my from the Bible to explain new science that's been discovered. Unfortunately, I have come across many videos and articles written by people who say they believe in our God, but they've tried to amend his word to fit the Big Bang into it, and we don't need to do that. We just need to have faith that the Bible is true. God was there, and he's left us his word of how this world was created. I just wanted to finish the series by reading Romans 1:19-21. What may be known of God is manifest in them, for God has shown it to them. For since the creation of the world, his invisible attributes are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse. Because, although they knew God, they did not glorify him as God, nor were thankful, but became futile in their thoughts, and their foolish hearts were darkened. Let's trust God. Let's have faith. And let's increase that faith as we look at creation and his invisible attributes that he's given to us. And remember, we're without excuse. He's given us plenty of things to see him in just the things around us. So let's not become foolish and have our hearts darkened by looking and believing other things. What's important is God created everything.